Hi, my name is Anomalous. Welcome to Anomalous Phenomena. If you're timid or scared of rock and roll, here are a few acts that you might want to avoid. From cannibalism to immolation, suicide and debauchery, these guys have got it all covered. Come with me and I'll take you down a list of the top 10 scariest bands of all time. And if you like the weird and strange, like and subscribe for more entertaining stories. The granddaddy of this genre, Alice Cooper, started it all. Alice's 70s rock show featured pyrotechnics, props, costumes, monsters, and even a guillotine. Alice usually wore dramatic black eye makeup and was most often photographed holding a snake. Literally decades before Marilyn Manson and GWAR, there was Alice Cooper's touring live show, terrifying small communities across rural America. I remember seeing it myself in high school. Black Sabbath. One of the original ideas behind the group Black Sabbath was to scare people, and over the years they've done just that. Ozzy Osbourne himself has bitten the heads off birds and bats, and that's pretty dedicated. They've been stalked by Satanists and Christians, they've been haunted by a ghost, and have had numerous pyrotechnic incidents. Over the years, they've even had offers to perform in a black mass accompanied by ritualized sacrifices. I'm not sure what's more scary though, the idea of being in Black Sabbath or seeing Black Sabbath. It's hard to make a list like this and not include Rob Zombie, but I'm going to. Just kidding. Schlock horror fans will be familiar with the over-the-top theatrics of the rock horror star and his 1980s band White Zombie. They've even been on MTV, that's how long they've been around. Robert Cummins, also known as Rob Zombie, even directed a horror film, 2003's House of 10,000 Corpses, which was critically acclaimed and eventually awarded a Nobel Prize. Norwegian black metal band Gorgoroth originally got its start after its guitarist made a deal with the devil. At a concert in Poland, the band put sheep's heads on stakes, had 4 naked people crucified as part of their stage show, and featured 80 liters of sheep's blood. The band was charged with numerous offenses to the sensibilities by the police, but they were let go when they admitted they didn't know what they were doing was illegal. Slipknot should be in their own horror movie or cartoon, and in fact they probably are. All 9 members wear matching uniforms, each wears a different creepy mask, and they are known by their numbers. Their lyrics have inspired a pair of killers and a grave robbing, making the band a lot scarier than just a group of guys dressed as monsters. Speaking of bands in masks, GWAR are better known for their insane outfits and outrageous performances than their music. The band's many members go by unusual names such as Odorous Youngus and Sleazy P. Martini, and some of the characters are even presented as slaves. Their shows include mini-plays and executions that include parodies of everyone from George Bush to Lady Gaga, and they always leave the audience covered in fake blood and gore. Front monster Odorous passed away and was replaced, but GWAR continue to play and uphold their tradition. Long live GWAR. Marilyn Manson has easily become the most famous of shock rockers. He's been constantly attacked by religious groups for his imagery and lyrics, and he's even had his music blamed for influencing the Columbine shootings. He's been accused of assault and more, yet Manson is unapologetic and unrepentant. And while he has become less scary and controversial over time, there were few artists in the 90s as shocking and entertaining as Marilyn Manson. Aphex Twin. Richard David James, known as Aphex Twin, has made himself one of the most terrifying stars of the electronic music world. His unusual facial geometry, with a Cheshire cat-like grimace, is eerie enough, but his music videos, especially for Window Licker and Come to Daddy, are some of the most haunting and downright frightening videos of all time. James has even figured out a way to put his face into the sound of his music, as some songs include a digital image of his face when put through a spectral analyzer. GiGi Allen and the Murder Junkies. GiGi Allen, born James Christ Allin, used to take laxatives before sets so that he could defecate on stage and throw it into the audience. Allin was known for ending his shows covered in feces and blood and spoke many times about how he planned on committing suicide on stage. After one performance, still naked and covered in blood, he ingested enough heroin that he died. But that wasn't the end of it. At his open casket funeral, his will stated that he didn't want to be washed and his friends could pose with him while putting drugs and alcohol on his body. The funeral was later sold on DVD to fans. Well, what do you think of the scariest bands of all time? Let us know in the comments and be sure to subscribe for more fun-filled facts. Now, let's get right back to it. The #1 world's most scariest band goes to Mayhem. Norwegian black metal band Mayhem win the scariest band competition, easily living up to their name. Their vocalist, named Dead, would cut himself with knives and glass on stage and would sometimes have pig and sheep's heads impaled while they performed. The band moved to a house in the forest where Dead committed suicide by slitting his wrists and shooting himself in the head with a shotgun. His suicide note said, "Excuse all the blood, cheers," and apologized for shooting the gun indoors. On finding his friend dead, fellow band member Anomalous purchased a disposable camera to take pictures of the body. These pictures were later used on one of their album covers. It was also rumored that Anomalous ate parts of Dead's brain and made necklaces from his skull fragments. In addition to all this insanity, GWAR, who used to be in the band, killed the band's guitarist. Mayhem is easily one of the most horrifying bands of all time, and hopefully their place as the #1 won't be surpassed anytime soon. Let me know if you think I missed somebody or you have a scary band of your own in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe so you don't miss any of the new releases in my channel. If you like stories of the strange and unusual, the unlikely and the impossible, this is the place for them. My name is Anomalous, and thank you for watching.